So we dropped the latest and greatest AlgoBox 9.9.3.5. Let's walk you through all of the latest features and enhancements. I'll also be showing you how to get it installed if you've got old versions, how to uninstall and all of that. And it's laid out here inside of our Discord. So the first thing I'll point out is if you are trying to get things set up right now, head on over into our Discord channel chat. And on the left-hand side up here in the initiation section, you'll see something that says install and upgrade steps. That'll lead you into this document over here on the right. And you'll be able to see, go run the uninstaller. That is right down there in your NinjaTrader folder for AlgoBox. If you have a previous version, again, if you are brand new with us and going through the trial, you obviously will not need to uninstall. So you're going to go to the next steps here, go and fill out the download form if you are in a trial. If you are a premium member, of course, you have direct access to go and download this without filling out any forms inside the premium member section. You probably already know how to do that. So this is basic stuff. Get it downloaded to your desktop. Then on step 4, we're going to start the installer. An important step there is something that's changed within the last year here for us. If you are a little bit new with us or haven't been here before, this step, you used to have to do all 3 installs. If you owned all of the options, you no longer need to do that. So these are additive from the top on down. So if you select this bottom one, it will include the 2 above it. So just select the option that applies to you, what you have purchased, or if you are a free trial member, everything is fully unlocked for you and you can select the bottom option to test out all of the goodies. And of course, launch NinjaTrader, and make sure right here, you'll get to this step here where it says to authorize. Make sure you select yes, or if there are multiples, it may say yes to all, depending on which features you have selected. So make sure you select yes to all. If you are launching a new workspace, the standard workspace is this one up here at the top here with our 5 charts with the tide, wave, MACV, and of course our 2 ripples, large and small. Those are going to be loaded up for you. But if you switch to another workspace, for instance, it may prompt you for this again. So I didn't want that to cause any confusion. If you were to launch, say, an Enigma workspace, if I click down and hit the drop down for my workspaces and select Enigma, you may need to authorize that again. And the same with the strategies, you may need to authorize each one of those if you're prompted for it. So get used to that prompt right there. All right, next stuff is fairly simple. I would also want to point out, if you do not have all of the data filled in on your charts, let's say that you've got blank charts, we get that quite often, then right down here, make sure that you have your market data connected down here, and that is not through us. You'll need to contact NinjaTrader if your data feed is not connected, or if you're using a trader funding program, go to your trader funder, like Apex, and talk with them about how to get your connection set up there, and then it should load up your charts. Also, make sure you have the proper number of days. We have defaulted to 1 day of data on the right 2 charts there on the lowest time frames. However, if it is a Saturday or a Sunday, for instance, well, 1 day would include a Saturday or Sunday, just because we don't have only the business trading days. There are, we do include the weekend days in your default sessions with NinjaTrader, and it's not really us, it's just NinjaTrader's default. So if your data is missing, make sure that you go, and on a weekend, you may want to add 3 days so that it includes Friday data if those right 2 charts are not populating for you. So just want to make a note of that if you're new with this and don't know that. If you would like to know about how we operate on a Sunday at the beginning of the week, go into our public chat and type !Sunday. Hit enter. That command will pop up a video for you to understand how we start the week, and also explain a little bit of what I just said right there if you have any more details that you'd like on that. So once your data feed is connected, if you'd like to watch a video kind of like the one that you're watching right now, I want everyone to become familiar with the new feature releases and patch notes section here on the AlgoBox official YouTube channel. This is a playlist here that we will keep up to date. So if there are new changes or patch notes or updates, if a lot of people are asking, hey, is there anything new? Just come right here to this playlist, and we will have it probably in the most recent video. It'll be right here, although just recently we did an update to the syllabus information, so the update video is kind of the second in the list. But if you go to the far left, this will always have the most recent video that we've done, like the one we're doing here today, covering all of the new stuff. And of course, make sure if you need technical assistance, the best way to get it is not through email. Don't direct message me. We've grown quite large now, and I cannot address everybody in direct messages. So the fastest way to get support really is to open up a tech support. You know, we've hired staff there, and they are awesome. And they oftentimes can respond to you within an hour, within minutes sometimes, if you are there during the week, during standard trade hours, even on the weekends. We tend to have someone around. We don't guarantee you that, but we do have a one-day business SLA for responding to tickets, and we have gotten great feedback for our tech support members. So head on over there and they will get you all squared away. Let's go through the new features and enhancements. So bottom left down here, I've got this list here, and you can come check this out. I'll drop it there in the premium members chat for you. But these are the items that we'll be going over right here. I'll scroll back if you want to get a screenshot of this right here, because I won't individually call these out or take a moment as we're going through each one. Let me see if I can scroll this down to a smaller screen. All right, through the magic of OBS, there it is. So grab you a screenshot of that there, and then I'll be traversing through the list here as we go. So let's go up to our top window and take a look at, oops, wrong one there. I'm already pressing the wrong buttons. Right when you think you have everything settled. There we go. Okay, so this is the standard default layout. That's going to be a 5-chart layout. This is a quick little graphic there to understand the 5 time frames that we're using. We've got the tide, the wave, then we are filtering through on that MACV in the center, and then ending. Let's see if I can get that to come back up again. So there's also a light edition. We'll go over that here in just a moment. That is required. You really want to have at least 3 time frames, but I, again, teach on using all 5. So if you have questions on that, make sure you go through the training. Let's see if I can get this back to the proper window here. Nope, not that one. There it is. Okay, so first one. The each other and every other tick scenario was a little bit confusing for folks. That has to do with our position management buttons down at the bottom here. We also have some changes to the colorings on that as well. Okay, so I'm noticing I've got an old template for my machine, but so ignore a couple of these things. On basically your names down here, you'll have something down here. I think yours will say every other tick near, and a few word kind of naming changes here. These are minor and aesthetic. You also have tooltip text on the stack and each other as you are doing your spreads for multi-contract. You'll also notice as you adjust the size of your window, so the full text is there, or if you squeeze it in, these will be, you know, basically kind of shrink up. If you're wondering, hey, what do these mean? If you hover your mouse over it, it now has tooltip text, and if you expand it out, those are going to show you the text, and you can change the colors of these buttons. So if you want to change those to, you know, something else, blue and pink or whatever you want to do there, you could change the colors of those buttons now as well. Next one is the raise to horizontals. So we are now sending on the crosses and some of the other ones, including delta flagging. As you know, there's the option to select for draw horizontals automatically for you. If you know our reentry rules on a cross, this light horizontal white line, let me get real close in there. That white horizontal line that's automatically drawing there for you is the option in the crosses. You can turn that on or off. But now instead of it going off to the left where it's a full horizontal line, it is a ray and shoots over to the right, and it just clears up your screen a little bit more for you. A little bit of a minor change there for that one. The on order change performance for the position details indicator due to lag. So we had let me execute an order here. Let me connect to market replay here, and let me put pause here, and we'll connect and we'll do an example. Okay, we've got some market replay here. Let's press play, and let's see if we can take a shot here. So let's we're touching up into the bands here, and let's see if we can get let me turn off the overlay there so we can see a bit better.
Long NQ on the 2.
Oh, there's a J hook, so let's get up in that.
Double delta sell NQ.
And let's use our each tick near here and spread out.
Double delta sell NQ on the
And let's get these spread at 30. Let's press 20.
Double delta sell NQ on the double delta by NQ.
Okay, sorry for the sound. I've got all the audios queued up right now. A little bit too much there.
Double delta by NQ on the 24. Double delta by NQ on the 24. Double delta by NQ on the 24.
Let me see if I can change the sounds on that one moment.
Double delta sell NQ on the delta by NQ on the 24.
Okay, so as this is going through targets here, going up into the J hook targets, let me see if it'll pull back a little bit here for me before it hits all of the targets, and I'll close some of these out so you can look at the position details a little bit closer. Let me close out some of these here, and then we'll get some details there. Is that just one left here? So if I pop that one up there, press play. Oh, went straight up to it. Okay. Okay, so the position details, it's relatively new to us, but this has had some performance enhancements to it, so it will update more quickly for you in between movements and on a position change there. So very handy little tool there. Just it's more aesthetic and informational, but you can now see, you know, how many ticks where your target is at from the entry point, and the dollar value for, you know, in this case, it's a single tick. If it was multiples, so if it was, you know, times 2, then it would be 424, etc. So auto calc there on that. Some changes for performance around that. Next one on hover tip for position manager. We talked about that. The test audio button on audio box. So let me launch up the workspace called Audio Box Official. So if you want to look at the audio box, I have it separate right now. You can add this on any chart, so we'll talk about that, but I'm gonna go ahead and launch a separate workspace, which is kind of the way that I like to keep it, so it's just kind of on its own there. And there's a single chart up top, and let's see if it'll load here for me. Loading up there for a second. All right, there we go. So it would have been cool if I had gone ahead and turned this on to start with there, but let's go ahead and test out the audio here. Okay, so now you'll see the test audio button right up here. If you change the audio features, if you want to, I don't know, make it a different click or clack, or if you want to have a different sound for, if you want to trade crude oil or gold or whatever, people have wanted to change that sound. So now you're like, well, I don't know if it's working or not. You have a test audio button now, so you can hear what your current one is. This is the classic. You know, everybody knows that sound. So working, it's there. And of course, audio box on, audio box off. If you want to change those, if you right click, go into the indicators section, go to the audio box there, and the up down sound, you would need to change those. Of course, we've talked about this before in other videos. Basically, change your sound. It needs to be, you know, identical in length, but you can change this to any sound that you want. And then of course, once you've got it locked in there, you can test that sound to see how it is. Now, right now I have this on NASDAQ. You can change this to any chart, ES, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell, etc. And if you want crude, gold, 6E, 6A, 6J, whatever you have a data feed for, you can put that on any chart. You don't have to have it on just one. So you can duplicate this chart. So if I right click and duplicate window, and now I want to change instrument. If I want to change this over to the ES, you do need to expand the window a bit to be able to see the buttons. So make sure you've got enough space there. And now I've got ES on, and right now they sound the same. But if I wanted to go to this one and NQ sound like my default, but ES, if you had some other sound that you want to get, and maybe in the future, we may add some additional sounds as well for you to select from. But for right now, those are the sounds, and you can change those how you want and make as many of these windows as you want, and simply just right click, duplicate window, right clicking on the red chart area, and then there you go. So new chart. Let's say with this one, I want to be on the YM. And actually, I think I have to do this because it can't just be YM 0324 contract. Get it straight there, buddy. There we go. So yeah, it's as many as you want, as many as your computer can handle. I have this in a separate workspace so that I can just flip between workspaces. But again, you can also go over to, I'm going to open up my standard. Let's open up light since we haven't shown that one yet. Let's go to 1080p light. Okay, so if you don't want a separate workspace and would just like to add this on any chart, you can do so. I'm just going to right click, go to indicators, and we're going to add the Full Master audio box. Okay, so I just double clicked it in the list up here, and now it pops up down in my configured list. And over here on the right, there are your changes. The calculate is on price change. And then I'm just going to select OK. And if I've got enough space, again, up here, if you're not seeing these, remember that you need to expand your chart to have enough space here on the kind of the flag layout on light. I have room up here to do that. And simply select on. Okay. And again, that does have about a 30-second warm-up period there on the audio box there. But once it's warmed up and ready, you should be good to go. And yes, you can add that on any chart. Okay, next one on our list. Yes, we need to mention this is now working on chart time inside of Market Replay. So even if you're running at high speed in a Market Replay scenario, if I've got Market Replay up here and I bump it up to 10x, this was, did not work this way in the past. If, it got too fast, it was only going off of the time on your Windows time. So now if you're speeding it up and you're doing speedy chart time, it'll keep up with you. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't, I don't think it's crashing machines. We had no issues in the QA with it, but there's a theoretical limit there to that, but it is working now as you would expect it to in Market Replay there for you local as well. So let's go into our next feature here. This is the harmonics features. Quite a few little changes here inside of your harmonics. Hop in there and see what you've got to play with. Now, quite a few more options here. You can change the colors around these now as well. Let's see if I can get that zoomed in there for you here. Let's move this up. So there's a section here where you can change the 3 colors from green to red. You can change it whatever, whatever you'd like there. And the pattern selectability. So, maybe a main one for this, if you are a shark back player, if you wanted to, I kind of thought about even for myself, I might just go over there and have my own separate one with just sharks and diamonds. The diamond dot strategy, the shark back strategy, those are 2 that you might want. You know what? I want those just by themselves. I'd like to take those strategies by themselves. I need to clear, if you want to, clear things out for yourself. It's like, I need just these, and then maybe 1 or 2 other things, whatever you might want to do, play with this. So now you can select those. And I think, again, mostly a play here would be, okay, I don't want to see all the others. I just want the sharks and diamonds. Again, pretty common example there if you are a shark back player. Let me show you what that might look like here. We've got quite a number of things showing up here. Ciphers, multi-cipher, and a shark showing up right here. Up here, same thing. We've got cipher and shark kind of landing in the same locations. But let's say that you are a shark back player and you wanted to hit just those and maybe want to make it even more clear for yourself. Let me select, I'm going to deselect all these except for the shark. And I'm actually going to leave the diamond as well, because this is going to be a common scenario for me where I might use this on its own chart where I kind of have that to see. I'll still have all my other stuff. Let's be honest. I'm not dropping everything, but I might have a separate chart where I've got this clean layup there to see those harmonics popping for me to make them stand out. All right, so there it goes. Just refreshed. So boom, right into a shark. Some of our most powerful plays there. Shark back play off of this. Hits target 1 off of the front. So now I'm only showing sharks and diamonds. And there are still plenty of those. Nice, again, sharks laying up there. Shark play, full move up there. Let's measure that one out there from, that's an 86 tick move off of the shark back off of that one. This one didn't quite get to the back of the shark, but a play from the middle inside of the shark there. That's 37 ticks on that shark. Let's move over here. So this shark here, it looks like it breaks out the back, so this would have been a stop out, but we did end up getting the continuation down. If you are doing a replay and you would take it out as the other shark comes up, that's a 59 tick. But even if you didn't get all the way to the back of that, if you close it out at the front of the shark, it's going to be around 50 tick play right there. And another, again, just over and over again, beautiful shark setups. This one didn't quite get to the back, so if you're waiting on the shark back play, you're not going to hit it. But that shark there, again, very powerful, 159 ticks there. So if you wanted to see some really, very clear visuals on those, there's the diamond. I don't have a dot here. We would need to add the Fibella dots, obviously, to see that one coming in. Yeah, very cool to be able to control your harmonics and what you are seeing on those. Now you have some flexibility there, and of course you can change the colors. So here, toying around with some of my colors, I enjoyed this one, thought this one's pretty neat. So on the bullish internal, a navy with an outline of a Dodger blue, and this looks pretty neat. So there's the blue on red, very, very cool stuff. And you can make those adjustments and kind of customize your Algobox experience. Again, I tend to emphasize, I generally would prefer you guys to keep what is set up there just so that everybody kind of sees the same things. But again, if you want to customize it now, you have the opportunity to do so. Our next feature enhancement, some people had asked if we could add an audio alert on the double bands touch on those Bollingers. So yes, now not only will you get the visual cue there as they turn green or a touch on the red up top, you now have an audio cue if you want to enable that. Very easy, right click, go to your indicators, and on Double Bollinger Pro up there at the top, you now have the option there. Now you'll notice you're wondering why I have it set to disabled. Not really. So this is if you want to make your own custom sound for whatever reason, you would put it there and then you would unselect Algo Voice. Algo Voice, remember, is our automatic. We read it out loud to you. So we've chosen a voice and a text that it will read out loud to you. So if you just want our defaults, it's there. Or if you want to customize it, that's there for you. I've got the customization disabled, but now once that touches, you can have the audio alert on that. All right, another aesthetic feature we've got is some new colorings. We've got color themes because, there's groupings of colors. It's complicated for all the different settings. You'd have way too many parameters to deal with. So we created some custom profiles. This one is red, white, and blue. You might have noticed the color changes there, the way that you can go and play with these. If you, again, this is really for the people had said, hey, I'm red, green, colorblind. A lot of the stuff that you're doing is red, green. We have some options here. So here in the color profile, you've got some options. This one is one I just selected, the red, white, and blue. Of course, we have the original OG. And again, you can play with some of these and see if you like any of those there. So yeah, kind of play with the dots, and if you want to adjust, I've obviously changed my bar colors here to make those stand out a little bit more, but there are some new color profiles there in the dots that you can play with yourself. So two more things to chat with on this one. We have audio alerts now. If you want to go into the settings on the Flowmaster flagging, we now have the audio cue for Double Enigma. So I'm sorry, Double Enigma. For I got Enigma on the brain up here, looking at the Enigma chart here. But this is the double delta flagging. When that fires off, you get an audio cue, so you're not always having to necessarily look down there. You'll get an audio alert on that if you turn that setting on. So that is added, and the Enigma. Last chance, again, it's 2023. If good news for those of you guys who got Enigma last year, we weren't sure how we were going to do that. If we were going to do it 1 year and switch over, we decided to extend anyone who bought 1 year last year. You have lifetime access to Enigma. So if you got the Enigma, now it's not on a yearly scenario, it is lifetime. So you're automatically upgraded. You don't need to do anything for it. We've already upgraded your licenses internally to our system. So we've extended that out However, on January the 1st, we're not adding anyone else to the seats. So come January the 1st is your last chance if you do want to get in on the Enigma bot panel. If you have gold and you've been on the fence thinking, hey, maybe I'll add Enigma, maybe I won't, we got a great offer for you there here at the Christmas time. And since it is the last time to get the Enigma, if you want to add Enigma to your pack here, we've got an offer for you. If you are in gold, come and hit me up inside of Discord if you'd like to get in on that offer. But don't forget, it is January the 1st cutoff to have Enigma. We'll be using it a lot and extensively. We've got some new neat features. I'll be adding an option to have a reverse button up here on the Enigma bot panel for full auto, and then we'll have some additional enhancements that into next year. Going to be very, very cool, but you can't have too many people entering it at the same location. So yeah, seats are full. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy Saturday. Have a fantastic weekend. Blessings on you and the family. And for me, Pippi Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and Eddie B, I am sending out that big H-Town. See ya.